Open the gate!
No way, stranger. Nobody enters without the Castellan's permission.
I spoke with Gilthor. I was to bring Doran back from the battlefield. And so I have. He's on his way now.
Oh yes, the Castellan mentioned this. Forgive my being rude. Ever since Lord Gawain was imprisoned, we've been very careful here.
What did you say? Lord Gawain is in prison? The lord of the castle?
Haven't you heard? Orcs kidnapped him.
How did that happen?
You should talk to Welgard the blacksmith. He can tell you the whole story.
Open the gate then.
Of course. Get inside.
Please don't forget about the healing nuts. The wounded here can't wait much longer.
Got some nuts for you. Here, take them.
Oh, thank you so much. Now we can prepare more healing salve. Wonderful.
Sure thing.
Can you use this recipe? I found it in the castle.
I'd like to look at your goods.
What are you looking at, lad?
Are you a blacksmith?
Smart, lad. I'm impressed. Certainly I'm a blacksmith. In fact, the best you'll meet between Stuart and Satarif. For years in the service of the Barony of Silverlake and his lordship.
His lordship has some problems, or so I've heard.
By my anvil, lad, you got that right. The orcs snatched and abducted him. It's a bloody disgrace.
But weren't the orcs supposed to be friendly?
We used to think so. For years, the slackers hung around their caves quiet as mice. Until Erhag came. Erhag and his cronies.
What do you know about Erhag?
Erhag is an orc warrior from Mirtana. He turned up with his gang and wanted to whip the lazy tribe into shape. But our lord wouldn't have any of that, so he bunged Erhag into the Gorge of the Penitents.
The Gorge of the Penitents is some kind of a prison, isn't it?
That is correct, lad. That's where troublemakers end up.
What happened to Erhag?
After a couple of months, Lord Gawain put mercy before justice and had Erhag released. It was a stupid thing to do, as we now know. Erhag should never have left his cage again.
What did Erhag do?
Everything was quiet for a long time. Then our lord was dragged into the battle. As soon as he had left the castle, Erhag turned up at the gates, with his whole gang in tow.
What was it the orcs wanted here?
To capture the castle, lad. What else? By my anvil, we showed 'em how people from the Silver Lake can fight. Bunch of lousy orcs couldn't dream of capturing our castle.
And how did they capture Gawain then?
Our lord was on his way back from the battlefield. A few men were with him, and all of them were tired and weak. We couldn't do anything. Right before our eyes, Lord Gawain was surrounded and overpowered.
Why does nobody do anything to save the Lord?
Lad, look around. What do you see? Weaklings, wounded, and women. Who'd march out and attack the orcs? Me? I make weapons, but I don't wield them.
Where can I find Gilthor?
The Castellan? In the Citadel. Just go up the stairs.
The Silver Lake Archives. They're in the castle, right?
No, outside, in Silver Lake. You can swim, can't you?
Listen,
Just joking, lad. Sure, the archives are here. Ask the Castellan.
At least the vegetable was worth it.
Oh, my shoulders. What do you want?
what can you tell me about the battle?
War is never beautiful. But what happened in the Valley of Blood? I've never seen anything like that. A disaster. A damned disaster.
How did it turn out to be a disaster?
Lord Hagen's troops were outnumbering us, and we were caught up in a rearguard battle. So far, so good. Not a big deal. But all of a sudden, stones started falling from the sky like huge raindrops, and there was an ice-cold wind, as if Beliar himself had belched from the mountain. Panic and chaos ensued. Everyone ran for their lives.
Who caused the rockfall?
Surely it was the paladins, playing with magic again. Still, their arrow flew in the wrong direction, for their casualties must have been higher than ours.
You mentioned something about magic. Tell me about it.
It was like this. One of the rocks had just shattered my shoulder and knocked me down. Then there was a sudden blow right next to me, and a huge skull crashed on the battlefield. A most hideous face. I staggered to my feet and just ran for it.
What happened to Lord Gawain?
Like I said, chaos reigned on the battlefield. Everyone ran for their lives. I haven't seen our lord since then.
They seem to like it up there.
Careful! Oh no!
It's you. Have you brought Duran back?
I didn't take him by the hand, but I got the standard for him, and he promised to return to the castle.
That's good news. So what was it you wanted to ask me? What can I do to thank you?
I wish to browse the archives in your castle.
Access to the archives is granted solely by Lord Gawain.
Surely you know how to open a door.
Without my lord's permission, my hands are tied.
What now?
You might already have heard that our lord's in an awkward position. The orcs captured him.
Yes, I know, a poor joke.
They overpowered him when he was returning from the battlefield, weak and wounded. We couldn't do anything to prevent it. If you help us free Lord Gawain.
I've heard enough. Where are those orc bastards?
They live in a cave, south from the castle.
Either I return with Gawain, or you'll never see me again.
To pass the bridge to the Orcs' territory, you need a password for the watch, which is nothing is as gold as silver honor.
One more thing. What can you tell me about the archive? How old is it?
Old, very old. Some of it is much older than the castle, which was built by Robar II.
By Robar II? The last king of Matana?
Yes, Lord Trantor reigned here at that time. We Setarifians put an end to that. Now Lord Gawain, the brother of Ethorn VI, rules from the castle.
And it's getting worse and worse. My laundry! Could you tend to the wounded?
How can I help?
There's a pond in the wilds beyond Silver Lake where pondweed grows. Should you happen to get near that place, get me a couple of bunches. I have no gold, but I could teach you a thing or two about potions.
Okay, I'll keep my eyes open if I'm around there. Actually, I'm looking for Lord Gawain.
Haven't you heard of the terrible events yet? Our lord was captured by the orcs. We're all very concerned.
Well, lad, do you like my work?
Yes, I could learn a bit from you.
Have a look around. Do you know how to use a hammer and anvil?
I guess so.
Really? Well, lad, I've got a task for you then. Fetch me my sketchbook, and I'll teach you a few tricks.
I like your offer. Where can I find your book?
South from the castle stands a watchtower. I liked sitting there and working on my drafts. But one day, some lousy orcs came and drove me away. By my anvil, the wretched bunch!
And your book got lost.
That's right, lad. Bring me the book, and I'll teach you higher blacksmith arts.
I'll look for the book.
You do that, lad. Good luck.
None shall pass. Go back.
Nothing is as gold as silver honor.
How do you? Oh well, you may pass, if you're crazy enough.
Crazy enough? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I'd only set out south to find a small army. It's really dangerous out there.
I'm a small army myself.
Big head.